All right, what's good, y'all? So look, we got big news in college football. Now there is no report that he is obviously the head coach yet, but massive, massive talk. And that is Virginia Tech and obviously former Penn State head coach James Franklin. They have been engrossed in talks and they have been going back and forth trying to negotiate a deal. They're very high on his board, and he is obviously very high on their board. Now, the latest from Pete Thamel, he says they're in early stages of talks with some resolution on a candidacy and expected in the upcoming days. Tech is still running a full search, but it's clear that there's mutual interest between both parties. Nakos also followed that up here recently, and he said he's been a top target at Virginia Tech for well over a week. Hokies want to get the deal done soon. Sources have emphasized to On3 Sports. He's also in the mix at other openings. Franklin would be able to start immediately working on his 2026 roster. So for one thing, like we talked about on the channel, right? The ACC is disrespected, right? And we've continued to say that. Most people look at it as weak. This would be another massive move. Like last year, we seen Bill Belichick, come in with North Carolina, and it's a process, right? It hasn't necessarily turned out the way that we thought it would turn out in year one. But again, when you're constructing the roster, you're coming in for the first time over from formerly NFL. It takes time to build a roster, especially in college football. The good thing is it doesn't take 4 or 5 years. It can take 1 to 2 years if you hit on your guys and you get the right people in there. Same thing for Virginia Tech. It's not like it's a team that has sucked their recruiting, right? They always get at least a couple blue chip guys on their roster. So we know that they're going to get that. And we know with James Franklin at Penn State, obviously Penn State's not the same brand as a Virginia Tech, but we know at Penn State he did a great job recruiting and getting top guys in. I think he would be able to do the same at Virginia Tech with the Hokies. And to be real, the Hokies need a splash hire. They need somebody that can come in there and make a difference. And remember, like it didn't go how they wanted to go at Penn State, but remember, this is a guy that got this team deep into the playoffs, right? You're getting a playoff winning head coach. No, he didn't win a national championship. No, they missed out on that with all the talent they had at NFL talent with Drew Allen and all those boys and Nick Singleton and Katron Allen. But he's going to bring the top recruits in. He's going to bring in some of the top guys from the portal to help this team. And second, it helps the relevance of the ACC as my other point, right? Bill Belichick coming in, big time coach, him coming to the ACC. Now you get another big time coach in James Franklin, and say what you want. That's going to only make the conference better, and that's only going to make the sport better, right? Now we don't know what's going to happen in the future with SEC, Big Ten, if they end up doing their own little thing, their own little bubble or their own little playoff. But one thing it does show is that the ACC at least has some kind of staying power, and they're at least attracting some of the top head coaching candidates in the country. This would be, like I said, knock it out of the ballpark higher for Virginia Tech, and then they can get back to rebuilding and get back to the program they were with Frank Beamer. There's one of the best programs in the nation back in the 90s, early 2000s, getting Michael Vick and several other top prospects. Not saying they would get there overnight, but this is a team that I think will turn it around pretty quickly. So this is why you get in deep talks and you get engrossed in talks with head coach or former head coach of Penn State, James Franklin. So excited to see it. If he does win with the Hokies, that would be big. We might have a report over the next few days that it is for real and that he is signed on with them. But I think it would be a great fit for him. And he would show that he can also not only take a well-known program, but also take a former well-known program that's struggling and get them back to new heights. And that's what you want to do. And I think Virginia Tech would be more patient with him, especially with just where they've been the last few years and where he can potentially take them in the next few years. So it'll be a massive get and will really help out the ACC. But comment down below. It's not finalized just yet. They're still in talks. What do you guys think of this move? Virginia Tech potentially hire James Franklin.